What's up, everybody? Turbo Man 351 here, and I hope you're having a good holiday, good Christmas. And then in this video, I thought I'd bring a quick little tit for tat on turbo exhaust systems. What you need to do and what you don't do. So let's get right into it. So as you guys know, I had a Fender exit exhaust system on my car. Now I run an 80 millimeter turbo. And the best exhaust system that you want to run, honestly, on a turbo car is a Fender exit exhaust. Now, I actually got a little muffler right here. This is a perforated from Total Flow little baby exhaust in here. Now, this didn't really do much for sound because of how big this exhaust system is here. This is a 4-inch. But I thought I perforated a little bit because, yes, if you Fender exit your exhaust on a turbo car or hood exit, or any type of dump right there at the hood or fender, yeah, it's going to sound like a tractor. I get it. Doesn't sound really good. And all the guys on 1320 videos that are drag racing in turbo cars, they're all Fender exit dumps and hood dumps, okay? Because it gives you the most power. There's really no back pressure issues whatsoever by running that type of exhaust. So, as you can see, I had this on my car, okay, but I took it off because I wanted to go to a regular exhaust system on the car so I can have a little bit of the Fox Body good rumble tone that comes with the car or any good exhaust system. But the problem here is that you want an exhaust system that flows absolutely the best that you can build it to, okay? I'm going to tell you why. Because back pressure is a serious issue on any turbo car depending on the size of your turbo, okay, and the size of your piping going out the back. Also, the size of your wastegate can also help you also, okay? If you're on a big wastegate, like a 60 millimeter wastegate, okay, and say you're running 3-inch exhaust, and you have maybe a 76 millimeter turbo, which is a baby turbo, okay? Because anything from 76 or so with a AR housing of around 0.96 or 0.85 is going to be a 3-inch exhaust housing, okay? But as you can tell, on my turbo, this is an 80 millimeter, and I have a 4-inch exhaust on the back here. But what I recently just did is, as you guys know, I went to a 3.5-inch exhaust. I had a 3-inch on here, and I was having problems with the 3-inch exhaust because it was causing severe back pressure because I didn't have enough flow coming out. Plus, I was only running one wastegate. But as you guys want to know, the Gordon fabrication skills, there it is. I actually welded in my own wastegate on this hot side. And I got to say, I'm really proud of myself. I couldn't believe I did that, okay? So now we got 2 wastegates, so we're looking pretty good for controlling the boost. But what you want to do, guys, when you run a turbo exhaust system and you're going to run full length, like down and out the back, and you want to get the good sound of a good single chamber or dual chamber exhaust system like you had when you weren't turbo, there's a catchphrase to that, okay? You really don't want to go chambered at all. 1, 2, or any chamber exhaust system. I'm going to tell you why. This is my take on it, okay? First of all, these are little bullet mufflers, but they're perforated, okay? You can see right here, you got those little slats right there, okay? That's what kind of tones it down a little bit so you're not sounding like so much like a tractor and gives you a nice, good, low rumble tone, okay? These are straight through and they're perforated. This is the most ideal thing that you want to do to get the maximum horsepower and flow through your exhaust system without being restricted. Now, a single chamber or a 2-chamber exhaust, which is a big muffler, you're going to see you're not going to have this straight through, okay? You're going to have these little doors that go like this and sideways, and then it goes out, okay? In my preference, you don't want that because 1, it's going to rob horsepower. 2, you're going to have a back pressure issue. And 3, you really got to size up the piping to really get any performance out of it because most guys are going to run either 3-inch or smaller, okay? Now, let me show you what I did down here in mine, okay? Because right now, I'm right in the middle of building my exhaust, okay? So as you can see, I have a Y pipe there, okay? And that is 3.5-inch wide pipe. I come straight down from the down pipe, as you can see. And then I'm just going to split out 45 and then come out right here at the axle, okay? And just dump it with 2 turn downs, okay? Real easy, real simple, okay? Straight through exhaust. That's all that you really want in your system, okay? You want it to be, I mean, it's real common sense. You want to have as much flow as possible and no restrictions whatsoever, okay? The next thing that you want to do, okay, is that when you're putting your pipe on, always stay the same size that you come off the housing. Don't ever go like 3.5-inch down to a 3-inch pipe. That makes absolutely no sense to do that, because here you're going really big and now you're going small, small, and it's like trying to shove a dump truck through a straw. I don't know why you would do that, okay? That is really not the way to go. You want to stay the same size all the way through and out the back with zero as much restrictions as possible to get the maximum flow. Now, for a turbo to operate efficiently and at its highest peak and best way possible is that you want it to breathe as much as possible. Now, there's a reason why they have a 4-inch exhaust housing on the back of an 80mm turbo. It's got to breathe. It's got to breathe, okay? So just to keep that in mind for you guys, when doing a turbo exhaust, you want it to be either the same size that they're calling for off the exhaust housing. Obviously, I'm a 4-inch, but I went down to a 3.5-inch. 1/2-inch is okay, you can get away with that. But you want to try to do as much as you can, call for what it says off the housing, and run it either out the back if you're going to go that route, which that's what I'm doing because I like the sound of that. Yes, I was a Fender Exit exhaust, hello, as you can tell. And that was good, but I had boost creep issues and a whole bunch of other issues at the time because I was only had one wastegate and so forth. But anyway, we're going to fix that. Plus, I'm going to be putting on here the AEM True Boost controller. And if you haven't watched Richard Holder's video on boost controllers, yes, electronic boost controllers are the way to go because the way it holds the boost and keeps it linear all through the pool, okay? Manual boost controllers don't do that because you're just warning off the gate and vacuum from the manifold to operate the controller. So I'm going to bring a video on that real quick also. But just to give you guys a heads up, dude, on turbo exhaust systems, you want to stick with the right size, less restriction as possible. Now, some guys, if they're only, some turbo guys are like 600, 650-ish, you know what I mean? That you can get away with running mufflers. If you're anywhere above 650 or tickling 700 and above, you're not going to be able to get away with it. Your power is going to be robbed substantially, and it's not going to work. You're going to have severe back pressure issues because the power is so high. I mean, if you watch Stacy David, an old school guy that had a car channel back in the day, they did a video on this, and that anything that was 500 horsepower had to be 3-inch exhaust. And anything above 500 had to be 3.5 to 4-inch exhaust. And we're turbo, which is 10 times more power and a lot of pressure also, because we're using cylinder pressure to make power in a turbo car, which is called boost, and we're trying to exit the exhaust as fast as possible. But just to give you guys a quick heads up on turbo exhaust systems, that's just the way to go. That's my opinion. There's other videos out there, but I'm sure you're going to find a lot of them kind of correlating with what I'm trying to tell you guys about exhaust flow, okay? So quick little tit for tat, guys. You want to try to be as big as possible that the turbo calls for off the exhaust housing with less restrictions, and also you want to minimize the bends. If you have a bunch of 90s in your exhaust system, that's going to be restrictions also. Plus, you want to try to make it as neat, okay? Make your welds good so you don't have any leaks, especially guys want to know 2 sensors. And just try to do a good job at it. All right, guys, that's a quick little video from the Turbo Man Cave. We're sitting here chilling. It's getting cold. Look, got my new little heater thing going, dude. This thing is awesome. Plus, I can heat the oil pan up when I start the car. Just a little trick us winter guys up here can do. But that's it, guys. And right now, yeah, We're waiting on the clutch, dude. And the problem with McLeod right now is that they're waiting for ARP to send out those little studs that come with their twin discs that they use. And those studs, they're trying to find a way to get those studs in because there's a lot of people who have orders and we're all backed up because we're waiting for hardware. And I guess that's the supply chain thing, whatever. So now I'm looking at the end of January. It was supposed to be the end of December. So we're still waiting. That's okay. We can wait. Amen. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions about anything, mechanical, motor, just make a comment below. I'll answer you as soon as possible, and we'll get you squared away. All right, guys. There it is, guys. Thanks for watching. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Peace.